speeches that the United Nations people make live, and you can listen to most of the world most renowned speakers all over the world.
I tried to listen to the BBC, and because of that I heard something about the Brexit.
Ah, okay.
But
well, bring your questions then.
But the thing is that you need time to read. I love reading, but I have no time. That's the problem. So
bring your questions. Bring your questions, because
okay.
That's interesting for Carl. Any questions that anything that you want to know about Brexit? I don't want to put you questions. I have my own questions. I am interested. I would like to know, but I don't want to tell you about my questions because I will be like shaping your thoughts, and I don't want to do that. I want to be as objective as possible, right? But when you listen or read something about Brexit, you will have questions. Okay, bring your questions that day. Carl keeps in contact with his family because his family is in England at the moment, and his mother is active in politics. She's a housewife, but she likes to have a say in her country's future, because this is what Brexit is all about, the future of England, what is going to happen. And Carl also has a lot of friends, and he usually on the phone, he's with his friends on the phone and they talk about Brexit. So I believe that he being English, of course, he will have something better to tell you about Brexit than I can, right? And this is going to be a free day event, so you can come. Let Paula, Paulita, come here before I forget. Look at her.
She's going to
Look at her.
Bianca and breastfeeding Bianca.
Is coming.
Yes.
Any minute.
Not 2 classes.
Any minute.
Not 2 classes.
No.
So she has already said goodbye to her students, and today she's saying goodbye to all of us. So you see her today, but you're not going to see her tomorrow because I told her to leave, to go home.
And rest.
Yeah, no, but she comes anyway. Even though we have already told her, please leave, go home. No, she's still here. But of course she's leaving. So we will try, Alex, Angie and me, we will try to work out all your problems as best as we can. And if there is something that we don't know, we'll phone Paula and she will tell you by WhatsApp. Right. But she's leaving us today. Yes, Bianca has already said, please, I need my mom. I need my mom. Right. And Paula has another daughter. So she has one at home and she's here today. So if you want to leave, does any of you need Paula to ask her something, or do you need anything?
No.
Can we tell her to go?
Yes. Go.
Go.
Un ratito más.
Okay.
Is Mother Day near here? Just in case.
Sí.
That's why you want to stay here?
Yeah. You see, every day I tell her, no, Paula, why don't... And she says, no, I've got my students, I've got to do this, I've got that. Well, and I see her again when I come at 1:30, she's again, although she usually comes at 5, not at 1:30, but I always see her again and she's still here. She should have started her, for the ones who don't know the word, maternity leave. This is the word for this. Maternity leave, right?
When you are preparing for the
Right,
hospital.
yeah, licencia por maternidad.
Ah.
It's the legal term in English. Yeah, maternity leave. And if one student comes tomorrow and says to me, where is Paula? What should I answer? I should say, she's on leave.
On leave.
On leave, right. She's on leave. She's not coming. On leave is the opposite of on duty.
Yes.
On duty, you are there, you are working. On leave, you are not. Do you understand?
Yes, yes.
Okay, another point that I also want to make today about how we approach teaching here at the Institute. We believe that it is very important to teach you to think English, because one of the most common problems that we see, either at first and CAE level, is, or CPE level. To begin with, the CPE students here, I see nobody. They haven't come today. The CPE are the ones that will be taking the proficiency this year, but they are not here today. One of the most recurrent problems is that students think of what they want to say, they think of that in Spanish, and then they look for the words in English. This is what we call technically linguistic transfer. In linguistics, we study this issue, linguistic transfer. It's when you think of what you want to say in Spanish, and then you try to frame the sentence according to the rules of Spanish, the rules and the vocabulary of Spanish. Well, no, that won't do. Spanish here is kind of enemy. Yes, because Spanish will try to seep into everything we say. He's a silent enemy. He's there. Why? Because we live in Spanish, because we have Spanish blood, because we are breathing Spanish everywhere. So we come here and we want to speak English twice a week, 2 days a week, 2 hours. And your brain says, oh my God, why? Why do I have to switch into the other bloody language? I will go on with Spanish. Well, you must not trust. When you see that you're going to say something and it looks quite like Spanish, very similar to the way we would say it in Spanish, you have to be careful about that, because maybe you are transferring. You could be. Sometimes you are not, because the two languages match. But there are many mismatches. Languages they diverge. They go along different channels because of their origins. Spanish being a Latin language, you will find more similarities, for example, with French or with Italian, but the English come from the northern part of Europe, and therefore their languages has a different origin. So, how can you pick the way English people speak? By paying attention to the way they say things, to how they say things, writing those phrases down, memorizing them, repeating them in a loud voice, and trying to use them in compositions. When you write a composition, this is the best opportunity for you to use those expressions that you have found, heard, listened to, or heard your teacher using them. In other words, when you know that that is possible, if you know that that is possible, either because you have read it or seen it or heard your teacher, or then you are allowed to use it. Then and only then are you allowed to use it. Otherwise, what do you have to do? Longman. Use your Longman Dictionary of Contemporary English. I've got my Longman on my cell phone. Do you have your Longman on your cell phone?
No.
Well, go to Longman. Look for, how do you make Paula